whole backstory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, yeah, summary kind of.
Okay. My name is Ed Snowden. I'm 29 years old. I work for Booz Allen Hamilton as an infrastructure analyst for NSA in Hawaii.
Sound effects of a nuclear plant. Explosion splits smoke. Dr. Benway, ship doctor, drunkenly added 2 inches to a 4-inch incision with one stroke of his scalpel.
Ikke 2 unge mennesker med deres udseende og med deres talent, så kan man jo ikke lade være med at tænke tanken, hvor stort det kunne blive. Med den baggrund, de har, hvad vi kunne få ud af det og sælge det par som europæisk cirkus første par. Det er der ingen tvivl om, det kan blive.
Hello, my name is Krasimira. I'm the Bulgarian reporter. I'm going to watch Boros the movie at Copenhagen Docks.
Way and high on the basis crest, here's the light that all of us love the best. Far away and high on the mesa's crest, I was forced to become a Boy Scout, exercise before breakfast, and ride a stubborn, spiteful, recalcitrant horse. I formed a romantic attachment for one of the boys at Los Alamos and kept a diary of this affair that was to put me off writing for many years. I persuaded my family to let me remain in St. Louis, so my things were packed and sent to me from the school. And I used to turn cold, thinking maybe the boys are reading it aloud to each other.
Hi, my name is Krasimira. I'm the Bulgarian reporter for Copenhagen Docks, and I've just seen Boro the movie, which is the story and biography of the writer William Boro, who was one of the most famous writers of the Beat generation. I was fascinated by his life story, which is filled with drugs, alcohol, and violence, and sexual, I don't know, he was a gay, and he killed his wife. His son, actually he was very famous and very successful writer, but his son was like very, really miserable person, I think. And what really impressed me was I think that it's impressive that he lived until the age of 81 after destroying his body during all of his life. And I'm not so impressed by people like him, but a lot of people like him and follow him, so maybe definitely we can learn from such people. But I wouldn't mind if I see more beautiful scenes in documentary movies. I definitely don't appreciate violence and drugs and all those destructive feelings exposed in such way.
Do you remember the liaison that we had to bring the foolish, rich, young, ruddy-cheeked American to my art gallery?
Oh, of course, yes. You know, Americans, they are so full with money, it is a duty.
Yes, this was a very choice American
So
restaurant.
relieved him of a little bit,
He had a straw hat, do you remember?
Yes.
What was that magic name 30 years ago? He was an American named Kerouac.
Yes.
He was a nice boy, very nice boy. He was a writer, very good writer. Very good writer, very American.
Later he became quite well known.
Very famous, yes, yes,
And
yes.
very famous.
Very famous.
He wrote some book called On the Route, I think.
En route, en route.
En route.
Was it good as a movie? As a
No.
documentary movie?
No, I didn't understood a lot of things, and also, yeah, most of the documentaries are like showing the reality, but it was an ugly way to show it. Even though actually it's fascinating that it was shooted like how many years ago? 20 years ago? Or when was it shooted? But what fascinated me was that the people were really talking about their passion, about their sexual desires, and yeah, it was very sincere.
How many popcorns will you give the movie if you can give it 6?
3.
The appendix out? I'm taking the appendix out. What do you think I'm doing here? Perhaps the appendix is on the left side, doctor. That happens sometimes, you know. Stop breathing down my neck. I'm coming to that. Don't you think I know where an appendix is? I studied appendectomy in 1904 at Harvard. He lifts the abdominal wall and searches along the incision, dropping ashes from his cigarette. And get me a new scalpel. This one's got no edge to it. He thrusts a red fist at her. The doctor reels back and flattens against the wall, a bloody scalpel clutched in one hand. The patient...
Det er klart, at det ville være nogle rigtig værdige unge mennesker at have som top- og grænsefigurer i sådan en dynasti som vores. Et cirkus kan ikke overleve, hvis der er for mange meninger. Der bliver nødt til at være en beslutningstager. Det er næsten som en kongefamilie, der er en arvefølger. Og det har vi lagt rammerne om, hvordan det skal foregå. Mit barnebarn Patrick kunne jeg godt tænke mig en dag at se som leder af det her. Fra at være en teenager og en dum lykke, så må jeg sige, at vi er tilbage på sporet, hvor jeg synes, man skal være som menneske.
Hi, Patrick. Hello. I would like to ask you some questions about what is it to be to live in the circus. How is it life?
It's for me, it's normal because I never tried anything else. So for me, it's the normal day life for me. I've never tried anything else. I can say it's maybe a little bit different if some other people would see it from outside, because I wake up and I have elephants in my back garden. It's not usual for the
So you grew up with the elephant,
I grew up with elephants.
and
yeah.
your family is also part of the circus life?
My grandfather, he owns the biggest circus in Nordic, Circus Arena, and I grew up in that, so I was born into it.
And what are the expectations of your family?
Oh, they're
How
high.
they expect you to behave in life?
Yeah, they try to teach me, Yeah, they try to teach me and tell me how to be and be polite to people. And I think it's just how humans have to be. They just try to put me in the in the right direction.
And how you want to be? Do you want to change something in the future?
I'm me. I'm me. I don't change myself for anybody. I'm me. If you talk about circus, like if I want to change, of course there's some new things you would like to put in, but you have to follow the time. No, but like special effects and stuff. Now we have very old traditional circus horses, sodas in the ring, and that has to stay. That's circus. You have to come in, you have to smell the sodas in the ring, the animals, that have to be there. But there's new designs and new lights and new special effects, fire, and a lot of stuff you can use that you have to, but that comes with the time.
And how your role in the circus changes throughout time? How do you see yourself in 5 years in the future, or how it was 5 years ago? There was something personal.
Yeah, but my life changed every day. I cannot plan myself more than half an hour in front.
You have no plan?
I have no plans. I plan to deliver the best I can to the public, because that's the people that make us live. We live with the circus. If the circus doesn't live, we don't live. So it's very important that the people that watch the circus, they're happy with what they see.
And you want to grow in the future, to attract more people?
To grow, I would like to be a little bit bigger. I think Arena now in the coins have a good size, and I think it's good. I don't think we should make it any bigger, because Denmark is not a very big country. And if we make it much bigger, there's a lot of places we cannot come out to. And we would like for all the Danish people to be able to come and see our show. So we would like to be able to come into the small grounds, small cities too, so those people, they can come and watch our show too.
And do you want to reach public beyond Denmark?
Yes, of course, if it's possible.
And how you want to do that?
I don't know yet. I have to find out.
Tell me about your dreams. What's your dream?
My dream have always been to be the director of a circus and do it at least as good as my grandfather.
And how was it to grow up in such a family?
Yeah, but that's again, for me, it was normal. I have never tried anything else, but for me, it's normal.
Were you curious to do something else?
Once when I was in the school, I was thinking to be a mechanic. Just because we have a lot of trucks, so that would be good. But then they told me I have to stay for 4 years. I could not travel with the circus. I asked if I could go 6 months with them, 6 months on tour, 6 months with them, but that was not possible, so I said no thank you. And I stayed in the circus and here I am.
And how is it to travel all the time and to meet so many different
It's
people?
beautiful. You meet a lot of people, insane people. You meet all kinds of people. It's very nice. But yeah, it's very, very...
Which is the most crazy person you met?
Myself, I think. You gotta be a little bit crazy to travel with a circus.
And then after?
I don't know. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure for me. Thank you.
So what are you doing, Casimir?
I'm reporting for the Copenhagen Dogs. I'm the Bulgarian reporter.
Yeah, what are you doing right now?
I'm preparing for the interview with Joshua Oppenheimer, who is going to share with us his core vision and ideas about the movies and how he made them, some stories.
What is the movie?
The movie that we're going to comment with him is called The Look of Silence, and it is the follow-up movie of The Art of Killing. He made him Oscar-nominated director in 2014. He was nominated in the documentary category of the Academy Awards.
So when is the interview?
The interview is going to happen in 2 hours. We are going to meet in Grand Cinema, and we are going to talk about the life of the survivors, since this is the main topic of the movie, the survivors after the mass murder that happened in Indonesia. And he was the one who confronted many of the families of the people who were killing, and also the people who survived this Holocaust.
Okay, thank you.
Tidak, saya menganggap itu tidak besar.
Bagaimana mungkin tidak besar? 1 juta orang dibunuh atau lebih.
Sebenarnya dia politik.
Jadi kepiye mak perasaan mama tinggal cerek di antara pembunuh anak imam.
Kalau kita kaji dulu begini, kita ingin dulu. Wah, udah payah akan kejadian seperti dulu. Pasti akan kejadian.
Seandainya aku berbicara di era Orde Baru sama Bapak, apa yang akan Bapak lakukan dengan aku?
Nggak bisa kita bayangkan ya.
Hi, my name is Krasimira. I'm the Bulgarian reporter. I'm sitting here with Joshua Oppenheimer, who is an Oscar-nominated director known for the movie Act of Killing. And now he's coming with his follow-up, The Look of Silence. Hi, Josh.
Hi, nice to be with you.
Tell me about your movie, The Look of Silence.
Well, The Look of Silence follows a family of survivors of the 1965 genocide who found out how their son was murdered through my work with the perpetrators that I filmed, in fact, before I started making The Act of Killing in 2003, 2004. They found out how their son was killed, and the movie follows a young man, the youngest son in this family, who was born after the genocide, but whose oldest brother was killed. It follows this man, Adi Rukun, an optometrist, as he goes and confronts all of the men involved with his brother's murder. And those confrontations are unprecedented in Indonesia, and I think unprecedented in the history of documentary film, because I don't think we've ever seen a film where survivors confront perpetrators while the perpetrators are still completely in power. And so it's dangerous, it's dramatic, but at the same time the film is a kind of poem about the necessity of breaking silence and also the trauma that comes out when that silence is broken, because fear, decades and decades of fear, have prevented the trauma from coming to the surface.
And how do they manage this fear? How the life of the survivors continue after
Well, that's exactly what I think the film is trying to explore. It's trying to show. It's trying to show what that. It's not just trying to have you. It's not just trying to have you see what this fear is like. It's trying to have you, as a viewer, experience somehow viscerally in your stomach, in your heart, what it's like to be a survivor living for decade after decade in silence and in fear. I think the most clear manifestation of the fear is silence. People are afraid to talk. The survivors say again and again in the movie, let the past be past. And they don't say it because they really have forgotten the past, but rather because they've been threatened not to participate in it, not to speak about it. And the perpetrators will say again and again in the movie, let the past be past, as a threat to the survivors, saying don't talk about this. And there's maybe one image in the movie that was shot by the main character, not by me, of the main character's father, now an old man who's in fact so old that he's forgotten many things, including his own son who was murdered. And yet the murder of his son traumatized the whole family and in a sense destroyed his life. So there's this image of him as an old man in a state of confusion and senility, really, dementia, crawling on the floor in his own house, saying that he's lost, saying he's wandered into someone else's house. And Ari, the main character, shot this scene telling me, my father was confused all day. I was trying to comfort him all day. I couldn't. Whenever I would put my arm on him, he'd get more scared. So at some point I picked up the camera you gave me and started to film. And I filmed it, and I was crying while filming this, he said, because it shows that my father has forgotten the event that destroyed his life, forgotten the son whose loss has destroyed his life, but he hasn't forgotten the fear. He's trapped in this prison of fear, and he'll never get out of it because he has lost the key. He can't even find the door. He can't remember the source of his fear, so he'll never be able to talk it through. He'll never be able to work it through. He's lost the opportunity to heal. So what does that do to human beings, to a family, to a mother, to a father, to millions of Indonesians, to a whole society, when they've been deprived of the opportunity to work through trauma for so long and stuck in silence? That's what the film tries to not just have you empathize with, but have you experience in your flesh and in your stomach.
Hi, well, today we are at Norbro. We are going to see two movies and attend a people's dinner. The first movie we are going to see is Inequality for All.
In the late 1970s, I was at the Federal Trade Commission. I was looking at a lot of studies about the direction that the economy was going in. More of American manufacturing was beginning to move abroad. There was the beginnings of a technological revolution. Financial markets were becoming a little bit more powerful. There was a move to deregulate. Well, you connect the dots, and all of these begin to look as if they're connected somehow to this widening inequality.
Going for a dinner at the Couscous. Hi, I'm the Bulgarian reporter. We are here with Flo, who is working for free in the Volkshaus. Hi Claude, tell me please about your work and how is it to work in this house to be volunteer?
Well, I arrived today, and what we did is that we started cooking different stuff, so just peeling vegetables and cutting.
How many people are going to eat today?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Is it easy to work for free? And how is it to work?
It's okay because it's a short shift, so it's okay. And it's not exactly for free because we get tickets to go to the cinema and watch documentaries.
Okay, so you gain something. And
Yes.
What else you gain from working for free, working as a volunteer?
Well, I get a little bit of experience because I never worked in a cuisine in a place like this. And I learned also about dumpster diving because I didn't know that you could just go, I guess, get some food from the garbage. I think it's also cool because, I think it's important to reuse things from garbage. Because all the vegetables from tonight were from garbage. And everything we cooked, actually, we found a lot of vegetables that were still good. You can see that the food was good. And
so food was made by...
yeah, all the ingredients were found in garbage.
That's interesting. And do you think, how do you think with your free work, how do you think free work and volunteering can make a difference in inequality?
I think it's nice to give a little bit of your time, of your free time. And I think it makes a little difference. And it's nice when you have time to give it. It's a big present, I think, to help people and maybe change a little bit of the inequality.
If you have a message that you could share now with the richest people in the world, what would you tell them to how we can change this inequality in our lives?
I think just by giving a little bit of your time and spending time helping others and volunteering for different causes could make a big change, I think.
Thank you, Flo. You're welcome. Bulgarian reporter for Cphdox. I've just seen the movie Tomorrow is Always Too Long, which is done by the artist Phil Collins, showing his hometown Glasgow in a very strange way. He was depicting some imaginary TV station showing different TV shows, advertisements, aerobic classes. It's a very crazy movie. I love it. I liked it. It was very funny. And the people acting were like people from Glasgow who live like normal lives, like old people, pensioners, or students, teenagers. It's a good one. You have fun.
What about the singing?
The music is fine.
Can you explain how it was done?
They were singing don't know.
In a little special way, in realistic conditions, like in jail and with small children and old people, and very naturalistic, and then breaking out singing.
Yeah, they were always like one of the guys was imprisoned and he was singing in the small cage. It was nice.
How many popcorns will you give this movie? From 1 to 6?